Alright, team, so we're back with some, well, let's just be honest, some bullshit here. We're talking about Barret, quote-unquote, being racist. I did a video similar to this almost a year ago. Goddamn, time is flying by. But Kotaku had an article about Barret being this racist depiction of black people. The irony of that Kotaku article, if you happen to have watched my video or read that article yourself at some point, is that the person writing it says some pretty offensive things themselves that would be deemed as racist. And what we have today is a user over on ResetEra posted about Barret being offensive or racist or whatever, and we'll look at what they posted in just a minute. But the more interesting aspect of this is the people that responded to this post that were disagreeing with this person were like instantly banned, like for upwards of like 2 to 3 weeks to a month. And there's one user who actually seemingly got permanently banned for simply disagreeing. So pretty much the narrative here is the mods over in ResetEra only want people to agree with this person, that Barret is racist. Like, they're putting their personal views before an actual discussion, right? They don't want people to say, man, I disagree, man. I don't think that he's a racist depiction of the angry black man or whatever. You either have to agree with the notion that Barret is a racist character, or you're banned. So right here we have the OP's original post that says, the amount of rage this man generates inside me whenever he is on screen is insane. I haven't seen anything this hilariously racist in a AAA game since I don't even know when. Who the hell has angry black men and scary black man tropes in their games in 2020? Square Enix is a global billion-dollar conglomerate with all sorts of people working for them, so I'm not going to buy the Japan excuse at all. What the fuck? What does that mean? So it's not even really a well-thought-out piece, right? It's not even that long. It's just a couple of sentences. He's just saying, scary black man trope, angry black man trope. That's it. Kind of regurgitating things that have been said for a while now. For damn near, 2 decades? 20 years? So this person who commented said, racist, to which Abdul, the OP, like, quoted and just kind of doubled down on his thoughts and just linked to these black man TV tropes for some reason. Instead of having an actual conversation or responding to this person, just he linked to something, right? Instead of, using his own words, which makes me wonder how much he really is passionate about this. He does this yet again whenever somebody says, so because he is the leader and the most extreme from Avalanche, he is a racist character. And he quotes that again and says, don't be goofy, and links to the TV tropes yet again. So this particular article gives us quite a few examples of people getting banned. We're not going to look at all of them, but we are going to look at a few. Not to mention a few days ago whenever this article was written, at the time, the actual thread itself over on ResetEra was like 20-something pages long, so there's no telling how long it is now and how many people got banned from this. So first up, we have this person that simply said, if all you see is a scary black man, I got some news for you, and they were banned for 2 weeks. This person says, LOL, whatever man, he was great. It's like you saw how he was to Cloud on the first mission and decided to ignore the rest of the game, which Barret was an asshole to Cloud in the beginning, but he's actually more reserved than he was throughout the rest of the game. It's not until after the bombing mission to where he becomes the boisterous, over-the-top Barret that we know. By the way, this person was banned for 2 weeks for saying this. This person simply says, what's wrong with you, and got banned for 3 weeks, so the most so far. Another quick example right here is this person says, nah, he's an amazing character, and got banned for 3 weeks. So I want to give you a few quick examples so that you guys have context and understand what we're dealing with here. These people aren't even being rude or offensive or, saying, shut the fuck up, dude, or anything like that. They're just saying, nah, he's a good character. I liked him. He wasn't offensive to me. And they're being banned by the mods. Now, ultimately, this isn't that big of a deal. It's just ResetEra. It's a dying forum nobody really cares about. But it's still an important conversation because I think people go around blindly saying that this character is racist without really backing it up with anything relevant. You need to talk about it. And the last one we're going to look at is a bit of a lengthy read, but this is the person that was seemingly banned permanently and actually predicted their ban as they made the post. So they say, I will get banned for this, which is baffling considering that this is supposed to be an inclusive community. I've stumbled upon the link to this thread elsewhere, so probably that qualifies as drive-by posting. I understand how this might feel. The trope is prevalent in numerous works. I concur that Barret may feel like a generic representation of angry, scary black man. What I do not understand is the consent for reducing him to a mere trope. I have not played Remake because I refuse to participate in blatant milking of one of my favorite games, but I guess in the original, the argument still holds. Even in the link to TV tropes, the thumbnail shows Jules from Pulp Fiction. Assuming this is an accurate example of the trope, Barret's character complexity is way beyond Jules, and it feels unfair to keep the same ramifications for assessing his character. He's angry for a valid reason. Everyone should be as angry as he was, given the situation Midgar was in. And many times Barret is just as angry about the situation as he is about people not being angry about Shinra. He loves his daughter, and he wants her to thrive in a beautiful, pristine world. Yet today, he's just an angry black guy with a gun. He's just Mr. T who breaks shit. I'm assuming most people here are leaning left, many perhaps are activists. I could also safely guess that a lot of you care about environment. How many times were you reduced to a wacko nut job because you cared about something passionately, dismissed and reduced to a femi-eco-gay Nazi? People who say, I don't care, I like him, and get banned in the aftermath are correct. They don't care about Barret's race or gender, but what he represents. Isn't that what everyone here would like? To not be profiled, to not be labeled, to not be reduced to a bloody TV trope. Now, I disagree with part of what that person says about them, milking one of their favorite games. I understand why people have that mindset, but I personally understand the limitations. They can't possibly remake Final Fantasy VII Remake in one game, otherwise everything else as a whole would suffer. Let's move past that. But what they say about Barret is something I already plan on talking about in this video. It's about him being passionate. He's loud, he's over the top, sure, I can agree with that, but it's because he's passionate about saving the planet, passionate about destroying Shinra, taking down Shinra. Really, when you think about it, Avalanche is like kind of the only people within Gaia that actually give a shit about the planet at all. Pretty much everybody within Midgar is going about their lives not really caring what Shinra is doing, right? Turning a blind eye to them destroying the planet, even though right outside the walls of Midgar, you can see the effect that this is having. So people within Midgar, at least on the upper plate, don't really have the excuse of not knowing the effects this is having because they can very clearly see it. If everybody had the mindset of the upper plate of Midgar where they don't really care because their lives are comfortable and good, then Shinra would eventually destroy the planet, right? They'd suck it dry of the live stream of Mako. You need somebody like Barret Wallace to give a damn about the planet because nobody else will. Is he loud? Is he crazy? Is he over the top? Sure, I'll give you all of those. But again, it's because he's passionate about his beliefs, not because he's some stereotype. He's a much more complex character than that. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Anyways, dude, that's pretty much the video. It's something I want to talk about. Again, we haven't talked about it for almost a year at this point. It's kind of crazy that it's a conversation that's still going on. I know it's been a narrative for a while. It's been a narrative since the original game back in 1997. Even with the original game, I still disagree with this. But I want to pass it off to you guys, especially if you've played Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I think if you play that game, you can definitely agree that he's not racist in any capacity. What are your thoughts on Barret? Do you think he is a racist depiction of black people, black men, angry black guys, scary black guys? Leave your thoughts and more in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys only want to see more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @dashingdavid. I'm a Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child.